Hello, loves. So one of my viewers asked me to do a flip through of this rainbow tarot. I think this was kind of in the background or off to the side in my original collage journal video that I showed that was from college. That was one I had done a long time ago. And I left it off to the side because the back of it was so similar to the back of my own collage journal when I was like 19 years old. And I was like, isn't it weird that we're always who we are and we're always drawn to the same kind of images? So anyways, and then I did an unboxing of the Bluebirds Tarot that a friend of mine gifted me. It's a Japanese tarot, and she got it when she was there and sent it to me. And so I did an unboxing of that, and this person asked me if I would do a flip through of the Rainbow Tarot as well. So I'm not going to do the entire deck because this one does have a major arcana and then all of the minor arcana, and the Bluebird Tarot did not, but I think they were wanting to see it in juxtaposition to that, and it would take too long to flip through the entire deck. So I've pulled out only the major arcana for the Rainbow Tarot. And if you want to check this out or look it up, the Instagram is at Sonia Lazo. I'm hoping you can see that. I'll try to put it in the description box so that you can find it. But I think if you just Googled Rainbow Tarot, you would probably be able to find it. So I'll set that aside. And I think I've got these in order. So we'll just go like I did with the other one. And looking at the Fool card first. So this deck is really interesting because, and actually I think it's with all of them. I wonder if the minor arcana is different because this one has multiple colors. So let me just actually go look. Okay, so I've grabbed the rest of it. There is more rainbow in these. And like I said, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. But you can see that there's more use of color in the minor arcana than there's going to be in the major arcana. Okay, so you'll just get an idea of that. I'll set those aside. But in the major arcana, all of them seem to be like 3 colors. And it's really interesting the way that they played with that. So the Fool card, this one looks a little bit more traditional to the Rider-Waite-Smith, if you're familiar with that, like the imagery. In the Bluebirds Tarot that I did another video of, they seem to be kind of similar but riffing. So there's the Fool and the Magician. And these are all written in French the way the Marseille deck is, so if you're familiar with that. But this one is more traditional as well. You've got all the tools on the table, and the Magician is now learning to wield them. You know, so it's the wands, the pentacles, the swords, and the cups. Let's see, I'm pretty sure that I did these in order already. Okay, and then the High Priestess. So very similar, the Luna, the Moon. It doesn't have the J and the B on the columns, and the Sun or the Moon in her crown, and the Book, of course, and the Empress. So yeah, they really honed it down to just 3 colors on each one. And I love how there's, I don't know if you've seen, like, in several of the Empress cards, there's a cat. And I love how it's like a giant cat that she's almost sitting on. Like the Empress is usually on a throne, and you can't really tell here, but it does seem like she's sitting on some kind of a throne, but maybe the throne is the cat. I love it. And then the Emperor, and I love that the Emperor is a bird. So very similar, like sitting by the water, the mountains. I think that's pretty similar to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. And then the Hierophant. So it's kind of like the priest speaking to the people. And I always think of this as like, you know, masculine, feminine energy. because we've already gone through the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Empress, and then the Emperor. And then this is like, it's coming into balance. And then you have the Lovers. And so that one's more traditional looking as well. Here, I'll try to get it in the center. And the snake wrapping up the tree on the female side. The Chariot. I love this Chariot card. It is so cool. Not only do I love the colors, but I love that these sphinxes are winking. It's like this sense, and it kind of indicates too that like you need to have both sides of yourself to make a whole. I love that. And the wings. So very, very, very different than the Bluebird's Tarot. Now that you're seeing this, if you haven't looked at the Bluebird's Tarot unboxing that I did, you can go there and look at how different the imagery is, but also very similar. And the Strength card. And it's just so cool to me to see how different artists riff on the original Rider-Waite-Smith and make their own image out of it. I love it. I love the Strength card anyway in all the places. I just think it's so cool. It's like, is the lion letting her hold its mouth open? Is there some kind of like symbiotic relationship that they've made a decision? And it's like the holding of the tension of opposites. And then the Hermit. I mean, look at that. It's like someone, it looks like a ET or something. But you still have the staff, you still have the lantern and the cloak and the mountain. And then the Wheel of Fortune, pretty similar to the original with the 3 animals on the wheel. The Justice card. I love the flames coming out from underneath her. It's like, yes, I will balance the scales and I will cut through any mental disorder to bring clarity. I'm going to move this off to the side so I have a little bit more space. And then the Hanged Man. The Death card. I mean, isn't that a beautiful Death card? Like the bones that appear to be full of roses and vines. And it's like more of an emphasis on the regeneration that comes as a result of death. Like the point is not like death is the end of life. It's just transformation. So, and then the Temperance card. More similar with the cups, you know, balancing the energy. And the Devil card. Like this is such a different Devil card. You still have the dualistic sided, like male and female energy. You can't really tell that there. It's kind of gender non-specific here with the, I guess they're bats. And there isn't the typical chain that you have. What I think is so interesting about this card is like, there's all these roses and flowers, that there's something unknown. There's something under the surface. We got the Devil card in the Leo season video that I did. I can put a link to that here so you can listen to that as well. But, you know, there's this sense of like, they're chained in the other original tarot. They're chained, but the chains are large enough for them to get out of. So there's a sense of like, the devil that you commune with is the one that you allow. Like, you know that saying about which wolf is going to live? The one that you feed. And it's kind of the same thing with a Devil card, I think. That's how I see it. And then the Tower. That's pretty traditional also. But I just love their color play. It's so fun that each card looks, you know, obviously you can tell that they're from the same deck because the style is there. Got to push this over to make a little more space. And then the Star. The Moon. So you still have a lot of the same symbols, like the lobster here. I don't know if I think they're dogs in the original. and they look kind of like dogs too, although this one, yeah, I think it's still a dog. The moon, and then the sun with the kid on the back of the horse. That's very harks to the traditional, and the sunflowers there. The Judgment card, and this is pretty similar too. You've got the angel with the trumpet and the three beings. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, they're coming out of coffins or sarcophagus or something like that. This one looks like they're coming up out of the ground. And so there's some sort of like resurrection or rising from the dead, or, you know, hey, if you didn't, you know, there's some kind of like rebirth, regeneration going on here. And then the World card, and that's pretty traditional too, in terms of like the sash, the wands that they're carrying, and the 4 elements represented in the corner. I guess it would be earth, fire, air, and maybe the person is water. And then instead of a laurel leaf though, you've got an Ouroboros, which is pretty cool. The snake eating its tail. So that's it. And thanks to the viewer who asked for this. I'm always happy to do those things if somebody has a specific request. So there you go. All right, I'll put a link to the Bluebirds Tarot unboxing that I did also if you want to compare notes, and the Leo season video where I'm talking about the Devil card and how it connects and how it relates to all of this. All right, take care.